Happy Thursday! Today is April 9th, 2020. Before I start anything else, I want to take this time to wish Miss Rely a super happy birthday. If you have time today, make sure you reach out to her either with a comment below, an email, a text, a picture, or a video. Especially those of you in Scranton. All right. Today, we're going to get started with writing the stories that we've been planning out all week. We're going to write the beginning and the middle pages. In order to do that, we need to make sure we have all of our materials. So, you're going to take out your story map from earlier in the week. You're going to take out your beginning page from yesterday. And you're going to take out your middle page from yesterday. All right? You're also going to take out a sharpened pencil with an eraser so you can get through this whole lesson nice and smooth. Go ahead and make sure you have all of your materials now. All right, my loves. Some of you may not have gotten to finish your illustrations from yesterday for your beginning, middle, and end pages. If you are one of those people that did not get to finish, do not worry. That is okay. You will have time to do that today. In fact, you can actually pause this video before we keep going so that you can take the time to finish. Again, you want to make sure your illustrations are clear so they match your writing, so that our reader understands your story, which means you can add dialogue, details to your setting, and details to your character and the way they talk to each other throughout your story. And details to any way that your characters might be interacting, which means like talking to or dealing with each other throughout your story. Okay, when you're ready to get started writing, for those of you that are ready now, I want you to think back. We're going to travel through time for a second. And think back to when we wrote our very first fiction story in the beginning of the year. And when we wrote those fiction stories, when we learned about introductions, we learned that we must do what? We have to start our story with a bang. That's right. You want to hook your reader. And what I mean by that is, if you think of like a fisher's hook, you throw out and it grabs the fish. You want to bring in your reader. You want them to think, I really want to read this book and keep finding out what happens. And we know that when we want to read books, we're looking at the quality, like how good the pictures are, right? And the writing itself. So we're going to do that today. And we're going to start with our beginning. All right, starting with our beginning, you want to describe your character and your setting. You want to make sure your reader understands exactly what your story is going to be about. So come on, let's get started. All right, I want to make very clear that I'm going to be showing you how to use your story map to help you write out your beginning page. Then, based on what we did here, you're going to write your middle page after on your own. All right? So first, together for the beginning, then middle on your own. All right, here we go. So I look at my story map and I see in my setting that I'm in a forest with lots of animals. It's it's the middle of the day and there are gloomy skies. So that is what I'm starting with. Okay? Now, because this is fantasy fiction, you can start off with once upon a time, or there once was a. There's also a list of words on the screen to help you out with your writing. Okay, so I'm going to choose to start out with once upon a time. You can choose your own. So, once upon a time, and when I say that, I know that I'm going to introduce my setting, but also introduce my main character, because that is who the story is going to be about. So the reader needs to know about them first. Once upon a time, there was, and you can use whatever you wrote for your traits to describe your character to put it in that first sentence. So I said eager and determined, right? So I'm going to say, once upon a time, there was an eager rabbit. I'm looking at my story map so I make sure I'm doing it correctly. Named Peter. That's just my first sentence. Once upon a time, there was an eager rabbit named Peter. Now I want to make... All right, and as I continue with my beginning page, I remember that I have to also introduce my supporting characters. So I look back at my map to read over what I wrote, okay? And you're going to describe them right on your beginning page. So I start with my main character and then I go into describing my supporting ones. Peter always knew how to get what he wanted. He had two best friends. Two best friends. Tortuga the turtle and Bambi a loved forest deer. And I want to show you that if you didn't have enough room to fit it on your beginning page, you may grab another piece of paper to continue. So I go right into my setting because I didn't get to describe that yet. Even on the gloomiest day, gloomy means like dark, gloomiest day, they always found new adventures to go on or try together. Somos los tres amigos. That means we are the three friends, they would always say. Okay, so I'm going to show you my beginning and I'm going to read it to you. Once upon a time, there was an eager rabbit named Peter. Peter always knew how to get what he wanted. He had two best friends, Tortuga the turtle and Bambi, a loved forest deer. Even on the gloomiest day, they always found new adventures to go on or try together. Somos los tres amigos, they would always say. Now, in those 2 pages, I only told you who is going to be in my story, where they are, and what it looks like. That's it. I have not introduced my problem yet. Okay? All right, friends. It's time to start our middle page. You're going to do your middle page on your own using everything we just did for our beginning page. So you're going to use your story map. And you're going to introduce the problem. Again, you can use your illustration to help you as well. Some strategies to help your problem feel really exciting. And I say that because when your problem is really exciting, it keeps the reader just wanting more and more. Some strategies include exclamation marks, because you're reading with expression, or writing some of the words, maybe some of the dialogue in all capital letters. Those are just some ideas. You're going to go ahead and do that on your own. When you're done, you're going to take a picture of your beginning pages, if you did more than one, and your middle pages, and you're going to upload them to your class journal on Seesaw. That is all we are doing for today. Until tomorrow, when we write our end and we edit our stories.